carefully as I'm sure you have, and you all can play this back as often as you like for your loved ones and family and children. As I was listening to Dr. Karenga all week, he was giving me a vaccine. He was giving me a shot in the arm. I wanted to run, you know, and I know he's not necessarily a preacher, but I still wanted to run while he's been talking to us all this week. It has been powerful and informative and strengthening. And so we need the vaccination up here mostly, most of all. And that's what he's been doing, is giving us our Kwanzaa vaccine, as he's done since its founding. Let me say formally again, we always acknowledge his accomplishments. He is the professor and chair of the Department of Africana Studies at Cal State University, Long Beach, the chair of the organization US and the National Association of Kawaii Organizations, and of course, the creator of Kwanzaa and the Nguzo Saba principles, and the author of the definitive Kwanzaa, a celebration of family, community, and culture. We have been so blessed to have him here with us. We've been greeting one another, all of us. I hope we have all this week with the Kwanzaa greeting, Habari, Gani, and we greet him on this final day of Kwanzaa celebration. Dr. Maulana Karenga, Habari, Gani, Dr. Karenga, and thank you. Asante sana.
Imani, Reverend Maximilian, Habari, Gani to all our audience. And I want to say Heri is our Kwanzaa. Heri is our Kwanzaa. Happy Kwanzaa to all of you. The seventh and final principle is Imani. I started with Umoja because without Umoja, we can't get anything done. We can't build families or friendship. We can't build community. We can't wage the struggle we need in order to bring good into the world effectively in the most ethical, effective, and expansive way. And I put Imani at the end because without Imani, we can't continue. We can't endure. There's too many things that are going to come in between when we start and in the middle of what we're doing. And so with faith, we can hold it. Imani means faith. It's the seventh principle of the Nguzo Saba. And the text tells us that Imani calls on us to believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. We must then have faith in our people. It doesn't mean we don't have faith in God or the transcendent. That's a given for Africans. The question is, do you have faith in your people? That's the question. We're not even arguing, do you have faith in God? We're arguing, do you have, because in ancient Africa, atheism was not even a rejected philosophical possibility, right? There was not a question, right? So the question is, do we believe in each other? And therefore, Mehmet Clapperton, again, one of the most brilliant thinkers of our time, said in the 20th century, said that faith in God is great, but great also is faith in yourself. Why? Because you're supposed to be, as the ancient Egyptians first taught, in the image of the divine, right? You must be creative also. You must understand yourself, as the ancient Egyptians taught, as bearers of dignity and divinity. And this dignity is an inherent worthiness that we gave the world, that humans have this special status, right, as images of the divine, that they have this thing called shepesu, dignity and inherent worthiness, that is first transcendent of all social and biological attributes, race, class, gender, sexuality, age, right, ability, etc., nationality, religion, etc. Second, it's equal in all. And third, it's inalienable. Nobody can take it from you. It's inherent. And the way they did this is to teach a narrative of Jedi, and Jedi, the wise man, who was asked to experiment on a prisoner. And he tells the Pharaoh, we cannot do that to a noble image of God. We can't do that. And the prison is taken because it was seen, prisons are seen as disposable populations. And the question was, how do we reaffirm the dignity of a prisoner or anybody else, regardless of the social status they lose? Because this dignity is not social, it's inherent, right? What a beautiful concept. How could we have human rights without this concept, right? And Africans introduced this concept more than 4,000 years ago. So I'm talking about that faith in ourselves and in what we've created, knowing ourselves, as Malcolm said, by reading our history and understanding ourselves in light of that. That is why he said, of all our studies, history is best qualified to reward our research. And so we must believe in ourselves with all our hearts, in our people, in our parents, in our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle. Let's take each. We must first believe in our people, in their capacity for and commitment to good in the world, in our parents, our foreparents, and current parents, and the good they've done and do and want for us. We must believe in our teachers who teach us the good and inspire us to embrace it. And we must believe in our righteous leaders who guide us toward the good and aid us in becoming self-conscious agents of our own life and liberation. And we must believe in the righteousness and rightfulness and right direction of our struggle. This is a sacred struggle we wage to bring good into the world for everyone. People say the black agenda is narrow, but really it's a white agenda. They've imposed that on us. There's not a struggle we wage that did not include and benefit everybody, right? We must believe that our struggle for freedom for the oppressed, justice for the wrong and injured, power for the masses of people over their destiny and daily life, and the just peace in the world is a rightful and compelling struggle. We must struggle for these people, for still the oppressed want freedom, the wrong and injured want justice, the masses of people want power over their destiny and daily lives, and the world wants a just and enduring peace. And we are vanguard at the heart of, the light at the head of the river, as they say in the ancient texts, right? We are the ones that are there and must wage this struggle with allies. And we must believe in the rightfulness and eventual victory of our struggle. Believe that we can together end oppression, lessen and eventually eliminate injustice, put an end to the suffering, unnecessary suffering in the world, and an end to the disempowerment of the masses of people, and finally erase the scourge and bloody trail of war from the world. And finally, we must have faith that a different future is possible, that we can, as Franz Fanon urged us, start a new history of humankind, and with other progressive people in the world, bring into being a new world and a new man and woman who will cherish, respect, and reaffirm each other, sustain the good in the world, and pass on this good and legacy to future generations. So let us go forward then in and with unity, self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economic purpose, creativity, and faith, striving to embody life, striving to embody the dignity affirming life, life enhancing, and world preserving values of our ancestors that represent the best of what it means to be African and human in the world. Let us always strive also to be a powerful presence for good in the world and constantly work for the good life every person and people as bearers of dignity and divinity demand and deserve. And let us this Kwanzaa always wish for each other and all of us a long and good life, blessings without number, and all good things without end. And in the tradition of our ancestors, may we all be granted all that heaven gives, the earth produces, and the waters bring forth for their death. And remember this too. This is our duty, to know our past and honor it, to engage our present and improve it, and to imagine a whole new future and to forge it in the most ethical, effective, and expansive ways. Therefore, continue the struggle. Keep the faith. Hold the line. Love and respect our people and each other. Seek and speak truth. Do and demand justice. Be constantly concerned with the well-being of the world and all in it. And dare help rebuild the overarching movement that prefigures and makes possible the good world we all want and deserve to live in, and leave as a legacy worthy of the name and history Africa. Hedi za Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa, Hotep, Ashe, Hedi.
Chakalia, Ujima, Ujama, Nia, Kaumba, Imani. Kwanzaa baby, yeah, that's what's up. Kwanzaa baby, yeah, that's what's up. Round here, it's Kwanzaa all the time. African people, including Saba 365. Umoja, Kuchi Chakalia, Ujima, Ujama, Nia, Kaumba, Imani. Kwanzaa baby, yeah, that's what's up. Kwanzaa baby, yeah.